How are you all? I hope you are fit and fine. Children, today we are going to discuss expanding myself. This is one of the universal possibility as we have discussed to awaken infinite powers. Children, in our previous video we have discussed about what do you mean by expanding myself. Children, we are going to continue about this in this video also. So first of all, what does expanding beyond yourself mean and why should you care? The phrase and concept comes from encyclical letter Populorum Progressio. Man becomes truly man only by passing beyond himself. It means you have to expand yourself. It means you have to develop the skills of tolerance, bearing, and love and compassion. Children, this is an unfortunate translation from Latin. It was better conveyed in the Polish. Man becomes all he should have become only by expanding beyond himself. Our society is eaten alive by the existential vacuum. Life makes no sense, we get no fulfillment, only a daily grind which adds to real value whatsoever into our existence. It hurts. Does this sound like your life? Hang on, there is a hope. What do you want? The pain of staying where you are or the pain of growth? So Judith Hansen Laster said this, saying, staying where you are gives you an illusion of comfort. You only need deal with the daily challenges you are used to, the struggle to get out of bed in the morning, the discomfort of daily commute, the same people and their queries at the office, homework with your kids, shopping, cleaning, preparing for the next day and the next day and the next one. Staying where you means things are always the same. You have no way out, either accept the hope of the retirement for 10 or 40 years. I am talking about the general concept about what do you mean by this or how your life is going on. So here children, it's often painful like weightlifting. However, weightlifting pain is just a signal that your muscles are growing. You will be stronger afterward, ready to face heavier weights. The most important aspect of the expanding beyond yourself is that progress introduces change. New opportunity will be unlocked in front of you. The pain of staying where you are is almost as hurtful as the pain of growth. But it is a chronic pain, it will stay with you permanently until you do something about it. Okay children, so the major value in life is what you become, as Jim Rohn said. This statement is one I want to convey with VII. Becoming is the real reward and happiness, and you can become more. It's hard-coded into the human existence. This is why strengthening is painful. Your stomach may be full, the roof over your head may be solid, your bedroom may be warm, your salary may be hefty, your relationship with family and friends may be okay. But if you don't feel that your life is moving somewhere, you will always be dissatisfied. So children, you can try to fill this existential vacuum with pleasurable substitution, playing video games, gossiping, these type of the things you are doing, eating sweets or greasy junk food. Okay, so when the going gets tough, the tough get going, as Joseph Kennedy said. I discovered that fulfillment comes from doing tough things. A big part of my satisfaction with my life today comes from the growth I have managed through doing things I consider impossible, like considerably improving our finances. Okay, and developing dozen of new habits in a short amount of time, publishing in a foreign language. I want you to feel that there are possibilities for your life that you haven't seriously considered yet. I want you to start pursuing them, taste the purposeful life. I want you to discover the joy of becoming more. You will be struggling, you will be grow. You will serve more people, you will serve God. Come with me. Let me share my journey and struggle with you. I'll be your guide, an icebreaker clearing the path for you. You will do the impossible too. So this is the John F. Kennedy's statement. Children, we are talking about expanding myself. This is the meaning of to be constant and be develop our universal possibility, that is expanding myself, children. Children, in the words of Mahatma Gandhi, as human beings, our greatness lies not so much in being able to remake the world as in being able to remake ourselves. So children, nearly 100 years ago, astronomer Edwin Hubble made the discovery that the universe we live in not static, but rather exists in the continual state of expansion. So we live in is not static, but rather exists in the continual state of expansion. And because we as human beings are an inseparable part of the rapidly expanding universe in which we are born, we too are constantly being called to expand. The difference between as individual and the universe in which we live, that the universe has no choice about whether it will expand. It simply expands, but because we are born with the gift of free will, we have the ability to allow ourselves to expand, to identify the next version of ourselves that is longing to be expressed, and to consciously align with that expansion. And because we have free will, we also have the power to resist, block, or subterfuge that expansion, whether consciously or unconsciously. So how do people expand themselves? No matter what your current reality right now, whether you just barely surviving or content the thriving in most areas of life, there is always another level of happiness, fulfillment, and self-expression that is available to you when you cooperate with that expansion, meaning you embrace rather than suppress, resist or deny whatever life is causing you to desire. You feel eager, passionate, engaged, and alive. And when you don't give yourself permission to cooperate with the evolution of your own desire, either because you doubt your ability to achieve it, or because you don't believe yourself worthy of receiving it, your experience of life becomes one of hopelessness, despair, and resignation. Children, so what it is that determines which path that we individual take? What causes someone to harness the power of their own free will to stop allowing fear, doubt, and limiting beliefs to block their expansion, and to actively seek to become all that they can be. I have observed both in my own life and the lives of the thousands of people whom I have seen the last 20 years. There is one factor that consistently has the ability to call us forward, to inspire us to cooperate with our own expansion, and to support us in stepping into the next evolution of ourselves. That factor is the presence of someone who holds us in the light of highest version of ourselves. Whenever we find ourselves stuck in a rut, stagnating on the important goal, or just feeling as content or inspired with like, it's important to acknowledge the underlying reason for that. We all know that change can be scary. It's our human nature to cling to what is familiar and known, even when it no longer serves or inspires us. In order to view our expansion as a gift rather than a threat, we need a solid support structure around us that allows us to see ourselves as our full potential and find the confidence to continually ask for the receive more. So children, I can look back at every major turning point in my life, whether it was my decision to leave my first anything, whatever you have left in your life, that you have to be looked back, and then you have to see that what kind of ability you have to develop and what mistake you have done in your past. So that time, living an ever expanding universe means that new energies, new possibilities and new desire are always moving through us. We have two choices: to cooperate with this process or to resist it. When the voice of your conscience or doubt, when the voice of doubt come up, having a support structure in place help us to align ourselves with that which is the process of becoming. Children, a supporter or mentor who help us to update and expand our vision of ourselves is like consciously creating a bigger container for the new energy to flow into. This vision allows us to cooperate with this new energy and is manifesting, or at very least to not get in the way of it. Children, when you make the choice to let life have you, to go with the flow, to allow your desires and to cooperate rather than resist your own expansion, you open the door to new version of yourself that is waiting to be revealed. Children, your greatest self is not something that needs to be created. It's not something you need to strive for. It's simply something that you acknowledge and claim for yourself. Your greatest self already exists within you and is just waiting to be discovered. A support system will show how to access it. So children, these are the things we have to be very alert while we are analyzing our mistakes or analyzing our weakness. So we have to be very patient when we are showing our reaction. Actually children, the expansion is your personality. When you are facing any problem in your life and you are reacting or you just giving the answer that situation with your best ability, it means that you are giving answer of that situation which is not very comfortable for you, But that time you have to utilize your ability to bear it. That is called, children, expansion. Actually, that is called, children, expansion, because you are still developing. You are awakening your infinite power. You are full of power, children. You don't be afraid, because your Father is none other than but Almighty God, who sits on his throne and giving you powers. You just believe in it. Only a small belief can give you success in your life. Believe in God, and because you are the part of the God, that is why you have to believe in yourself also, children. So this is the way. Be patient in each and every situation, children. Develop your tolerance, your love and compassion for others. This is the way you can expand yourself. Children, here you can see some situation are giving over here. Who I am. First of all, we should understand who I am. We are none other than but the creation of God, children. We are none other than but the God has created ourselves. If we will think about that, so we can find that we are nothing but we are the servant of God, or whatever the God has give us, we have to develop that skills. Yes, of course, we are not knowing what kind of the ability, or you can say what kind of the special thing we are having. But each and every, you can say we are the vessel of God, and the God has already given us a gift. And maybe we are not able to understand what type of the gift God has given to us. But actually, children, we are, each and every one is having a gift. Now here, if we will talk about that few examples that is here, meet Ankit. So Ankit here is a boy, and Ankit doesn't think about anything beyond his school and play. If we will ask the question, because he is not thinking about his presence, he is just thinking that he is only a student and he is a player or school, because he is a school boy. Here you can see he is wearing his uniform, and here you can see that similarly you also think yourself that you are a student, you are studying in class 6 or 7th, and you are giving your best of in your exams, and you can play this game and your hobbies. Children, I am just going to tell you that your strength and your expanding your possibilities, that is different from your hobby. There is a vast difference between the hobby and your personality. Hobby is only and only your ability to do something in a very physical way or materialistic way. But if we are talking about expanding yourself, so it is your persona. We have to develop, we have to expand our persona. Yes, of course, it is good to learn new things in your life. That if you can able to ride a cycle, so you can improve yourself to car चलाने के लिए, you just drive a car also. So you just think about yourself that one step ahead in your life. Because if you are a student and you are thinking only that you are a student of class 6 or 7 and I'm going to read only, and I'll do some maths work, I will do some uh, different thing, whatever. But you are not thinking you are as a person, and you are having so many faults, and in that fault, how you become a better human being. If we will ask this boy, so what he is thinking about himself, yeah, here you can see that Ankit doesn't think about anything beyond his school and play, because he is a simple boy and he is like you. That is why he is not understanding himself. But because we are the student of value education, so that is why it is very important to evaluate yourself spiritually, and you have to be very alert while reacting anything or giving reaction to anyone, or in your behavior you have to show your patience, your love and compassion. Now children, here you can see, if Ankit is supposed to think, what he think? He is thinking, I am a student. Ankit sees himself as a student. So he doesn't think about anything beyond his school and play. Now children, here. Now children, here you can see, this is Amit. Amit does not think only about studies and play, but also about things happening around him in his colony, such as their water shortage. Now, this boy is not only thinking about he is a boy or he is a student, but he is thinking, if we will ask him, this boy will answer that he is thinking about the shortage of water in a society. It means again you can see this boy, if we will ask who am I, so why he does not think only about studies and play, but also about things happening around him in this colony. Okay, so now here you can see that he is a social boy and he is very much aware about what is going on in his colony. Now here children, if you will say, I can expand myself by expanding who am I. I am not only a student but also a resident of this colony. Now Amit sees himself as more than just a student. He also sees himself as a resident of his colony. Thus, he is concerned about the water shortage in his colony. Children. So, children, here you can see this boy Amit sees himself as more than just a student. He is thinking that he is not only a student, he is not only a boy, but he is more than this. He is a resident of this colony. And not only he is resident of this colony, but he is very much concerned about the situation the colony is facing. The residents of the colony are facing which problem, he is concerned about this. And he is searching the solution of water scarcity. Now the society is facing very, you can say, very serious problem, that is the shortage of water. And as you all know, the water is first necessary of human being. And here children, he is very much concerned about the water shortage, and here you can see he is just closing the tap which is open, and he is concerned the water shortage. Now children, we have to think about ourselves. We are more than a boy or girl. We are more than a student. We are a social person. And we have to think widely. We should see the big picture. Big picture means that we should concern what is the problem there and how we can solve this. That is called a big picture. If you can see yourself, that is very helpful for your mental development or your physical development or your character building. Because children, here you can see Amit is very much concerned about the problem. Because not only that he is a family boy or is living inside that resident in this colony, but children, he was thinking about the problem, from where it arises and how can he stop it. In this picture you can see children, he is off, he is doing something with the tap. What he is doing? He is switch off the or turn off that tap. Children, he is concerned. He is concerned. I am not only a student but also a resident of this colony, children. Wonderful thing, children, that you have to think about for others. You have to be patient. You have to be, you can say, you have to be very much empathize the problem. Because it is important that we are living in society and we have to take decision to protect our society. What is the problem is going on? We have to resolve this problem by our solution. Here, children, you can see he is a student, he is a son of his father or mother, but he is thinking beyond this. That's what I want to teach you. That is, you have to think beyond this. Your mindset should be broader, not shorter. You just increase your sight bigger, not shorter, longer, not smallest. You have to be see the problem in a large area, or you can say in a big picture. Why? Because this is not your only yours problem. Maybe you just manage this problem by asking some water from other side, or you can ask, or you can buy some water bottles from market. It is not your problem. It is the problem of society. It is the problem of colony. So that is why you are just start working on it. This boy Amit is start working on it. It means he is concerned about the taps and the running water, because if he is going to spoil that water, or if the wastage of the water is going on in the society, so it will create a very big problem. So that is the thing, we have to be cautious about what is going on around us. We are not made only for the study, only for the playing, only for the going to school or coming back to school, coming back to home. We are a family boy, we are a family girl, and we are living somewhere where our neighbors are also living beside us. So we should not think about only our family or our surrounding, but we have to think about our neighbors, those who are living beside you. So you have to think big, not in a shorter sight. You have to develop your sight much, much wider. This is my concern. Unselfishness is very important quality of human being. If you are feeling that anybody need help, so you should ready to help, or you just watch around you what is going on. You have to be aware and cautious and ready to help. With very small hands, Amit turning off that tap. He is raising his hand for help. Children, this is we want, that you should become much wiser and you should develop your sight much bigger. With this note, I would like to conclude my video. We will talk about this matter or this topic in our next video also. So children, till then, bye-bye and take care.